Let's go back in time, shall we? Doodle doodle doodle. Doodle 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 doodle. Doodle 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 doodle.
Hello and welcome to the June episode of the Year of Shame Challenge. I'm Si Stevens and joining me this month are Darren.
Hello.
And Jayce.
Hello.
So how are we doing, guys?
Lovely. Middle of E3. 3/4 of the way through a challenge.
Excited.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's been one of those months, and there's news coming out of every orifice.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a wet leg from a lot of things, so I'm sure we'll discuss a few of those.
Yeah, you're afraid to get up in company as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just start off with the norm. What have we been playing? So my normal go-tos. Everybody's Golf and Defiance.
Yep.
Really enjoying those two. There's a really big community thing going on with Midlife Gamer and Defiance, and it's just growing and growing. It's not a 8-hour slog every time. It's literally a case of pick it up once a week, couple of hours, do some missions, job done.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? Uncharted Golden Abyss. My first ever Uncharted I've ever played. Probably in the wrong order.
No, because I believe that's prequel, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what comes before it, after it.
Okay.
I've had Uncharted Drake's Fortune on my shelf now for about 3 years after a Christmas present, but I've never really cracked it open. I've cracked it open and put it into the machine just so it annoys me with a 0% trophy every time I look.
Understood.
I was on a train for a few hours, so I played Trauma Center. Managed to finish that while on a train. That's not the easiest game in the world to play on a train.
Interesting.
FIFA 13. I completed that. I finished the season. I've won the double. I'll probably go back for some Ultimate Team here and there.
Cool.
And the game I loved the most this month was, I'm not going to speak too much about it because I know Jayce has got some words about this as well, was Thomas Was Alone.
Excellent. Okay. To be honest, I started off since the last episode, in a bit of a gaming funk, to be honest. But I played and completed Dust Elysian Tale, which proper brought me out of it. What a lovely little game. Side-scroller, hack and slash, combos, numbers popping off people's heads, and fantastic story, actually. I remember getting to the end and giving it, what? It's obviously, that's not a spoiler, but it's just it's a very, very good story to it, and I can highly recommend it. I played a little bit of Minecraft, but I've really been trying to wean myself off it because previously I'd just been spending far too much time in Minecraft and just not getting much done. So I decided for at least this month just to not play any Minecraft. But I still ended up getting in about 10 hours. Played the game that I last bought was last month, the Sanctum. Really good game, about 10, 20 hours. And still there's a lot of co-op to do and a lot of side stuff, but the main story, really enjoyed that. Kept doing my normal. I dipped in and out of Mario Kart 7 and have now completed the 100cc, so I've only the 150cc to go and the other stuff. Played a little bit of Defense Grid because obviously I played Sanctum and I was in a bit of a kind of a tower defensey type mood, so I played Defense Grid a little bit. And then finally, with some of the E3 announcements and knowing that DC Universe Online is going across to the PS4, I thought, all right, well, I'll have a play at that. And I was playing it for a little while and I dinged level 10. I thought, oh, brilliant, there's an achievement for that. Or I should say a trophy. And I thought, well, I must have to go and hand it in or something like that. And I got to level 12 and handed in all my stuff and nothing popped. And I was like, what the hell? So I did a little bit of Googling. Apparently, unless you're paying the premium membership for DC Universe Online, none of the trophies will drop. I know. And I thought, what the hell?
I really didn't know that. I honestly thought it was just it's a free-to-play model.
Yeah, but looking on all the forums went, it's free to play. That means you don't have to provide trophies. It's like, well, why? Same as you with the Uncharted. So basically, I'm showing 0 trophies on that game.
That sucks.
I know.
Well, Uncharted, there's a reason why I've got 0 trophies. It's because I've not played it.
Yeah.
If I'd played it and done everything I need to do to get a trophy and not got the trophy...
Yeah, but the thing is, it taunts you. You get little pop-ups popping up saying, like, achievement unlocked, but within the game. So they would relate to actual trophies if you were paying.
Achievement unlocked. Please pay to unlock trophies.
Pretty much, yeah. And then just finally, I've been playing, now Dust 514 has gone live. I've been playing a little bit more of that. But again, that isn't even got any trophies in it. I was like, what?
How is that possible? I thought there was a thing where Sony made people put trophies in.
I don't know. I mean, if you think way back when the PS3 was out, it was, what was it, first 2.5 years before trophies even came? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, I looked on their forums and they went, it's a free-to-play game. That means we don't have to put them in. He's just like, you dickheads.
Them's the rules, mate. Them's the rules.
Yeah. Jayce, what have you been playing?
Well, last time we recorded, obviously we talked a lot about me getting Bioshock Infinite with a bit of trading, so I've been playing through that. I decided I was going to play through it on hard if I was going to play it at all, and about an hour before we were recording tonight, I managed to complete that on hard. So all you people who knocked it down to easy to get past the final battle, sucks to you, because I did it on hard. It wasn't the groundbreaking thing that everyone was saying, not to me anyway. There's an awful lot of flaws, which I'm going to talk about on a future Console Ninjas episode if anyone wants to catch that. But yeah, it was an alright game. Played through that one, completed that, and I think I'm going to throw it on eBay now before it goes a bit too old.
Yeah,
because game are offering £7.50 for trading, and I'm pretty sure I can double that on eBay.
How much?
Yeah.
£7.50.
Dude, go to Game Exchange.
I'll go to eBay and I'll get lots more.
Game Exchange, £22. I'm looking at it right now. Game Exchange, Bioshock Infinite on the Xbox, £22.
Okay, I'll come back to that one. As well as that, you mentioned briefly, so I've been playing Thomas Was Alone. I managed to pick up, I used my little PC loophole again for some more indie loving, and managed to pick up the Humble Bundle for just over the average, worked out about £3.67, I think, which I thought was a fair price, since I got Hotline Miami, Little Inferno, Thomas Was Alone, and a few other games. I've been playing through a few of those. Hotline Miami I'm loving, Little Inferno I've completed, Thomas Was Alone I've completed. Lovely little games, well worth the little bit of money I paid for them, and I think you can allow me that little pickup for a little cheap one. Mm-hmm. Other than that, pretty much just been playing through Trials, playing through the DLCs, trying to get all my gold medals. Still an amazing game, and that's probably about it, to be honest with you.
See, I'd like to go back to Thomas Sloan here. I picked that up on Plus, so I got it for free.
Okay.
Effectively. But I had some cash in my PSN account, and I honestly loved it that much. I actually went and picked up the DLC as well, just so that I can show my love to the devs on that one.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it's... What would you say, Jayce? About 4 hours? 3-4 hours?
I think I took, maybe 4.5 hours on that. I was really enjoying it, considering it's only a bunch of geometric shapes jumping around the screen. The mechanics in it work out really well, and it manages to have a story without having any real people in it. It's
Danny Wallace, that's all that needs to be said.
It's very strange, mate, but it's a nice little experience, and I don't know if the Humble Bundle's finished yet, but if it hasn't, just go and pay your blooming £3.50 or whatever. It's well worth it.
What we've been picking up, I myself has picked up not a lot, really. I picked up Hitman Absolution from Plus, so I can now play that again. I'm sure listeners will probably remember that you gave me some hell about getting a review copy of this.
Yeah.
But I've not played it since I reviewed it. So now that it's on Plus, I would have got that anyway, so I can now play it again.
Okay. Is it worth playing a second time?
Yeah, God, yeah. It's the first time I've played a Hitman game.
Okay.
So I went into it completely cold, not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And in fact, expecting very little. But yeah, it really, really grabbed me.
Okay.
It was one of my favourite games last year, easily.
Okay.
Picked up Catherine. Not quite sure what to expect about that one. I haven't really booted it up yet.
Okay.
Thomas was alone, as we said. I picked up Crash Course 2 on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Delete,
Really?
and run away. There's no point in it, mate. It's this is my chance in my rant about Crash Course, which I meant to have on my own show the other week, right? So, Crash Course 1, as you might remember, was Doritos game from the Doritos competition.
That's right,
It got
yeah.
brought out last year. There was Crash Course and there was Harm's Way both coming together.
Yeah.
Both pretty good little games. Crash Course was fantastic. You could play online with somebody. You could set times for the levels.
Yeah.
Loads of good things, and it was free. So you're getting some free achievements and some free fun, basically.
Yeah.
So Crash Course 2 rolled out not very long ago, and I thought, wicked, more of the same.
This is where
So
I'm thinking.
I turned it on. I played through the first level, and then I couldn't do the second level until I'd unlocked every single star on the first level,
What?
or paid loads of money and points.
Oh,
It's
fuck that.
ridiculous, mate. You can't even play the second course until you either pay points, or you get all the stars. Yes.
Okay,
A
that's
horrible model.
probably going to be deleted then.
Well, get the few achievements you can get for free. You can get about 4 or 5 achievements for free, I think, and then delete it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably what I'll do. I mean, I was expecting literally what you just described.
Yeah.
Crash Course was one of the first games I picked up when I got the Xbox 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, free game. Yeah, that'll do. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. I synced many hours into it. And I was expecting more of the same. It's the sequel. You expect more of the same. Yeah, but for what you're saying, I don't really like the sound of that. I don't like the pay to win
No.
ideas.
It's pay to play. It's not even pay to win. It's pay to even try and win.
That's it. Pay to play on a freemium game.
Yeah.
What else have I picked up? Today I've picked up XCOM Enemy Unknown. Everyone that's doing the challenge with us will be glad to know that's a 12-month plus game. So when we're done and dusted with this, it'll still be there on Plus waiting for us.
Excellent.
I picked up Tekken Revolution. I'm not quite sure about that. I think that might be a Crash Course too. I'm not a big beat-em-up fan, but I like RPG elements, so I'm going to give it a shot. But it'll probably be a kick around for an hour and then delete it. Picked up Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning. I remember a few people going mad about that last year.
I remember playing the demo and enjoying it.
Well, it's free on Plus at the moment, so I'm hoping that it's still got a community.
Right, okay.
Because I remember there was something about pawns that you sent off to your friends' games, and they used them.
Okay.
And then they could send them back to you with souped-up equipment and experience. So if there's no community on that now, it might be a bit of a dead duck.
If it's just gone on to PlayStation Plus, I assume there will be a community around it.
Possibly. It depends if people have played it already and bought it.
True.
Ico and Shadow of the Colossus went on Plus as well, and I've never played those games, so yeah,
Excellent.
I'm really interested in those two. And the opposite of what I've picked up, I've got rid of all of my physical discs on the PS3 now.
Fantastic.
I was sat here thinking about the PS4, looking for brownie points with the missus, and thought, well, if I get rid of them and sell them, it's some money towards it. And plus, like, my laser's broken on the PS3, so I can't actually play them anyway. So, yeah, they're gone. So that's me. I've picked up a few bits, but I've got rid of a hell of a lot more.
Okay. What have I picked up? I got gifted Dota 2. Now, I know people listening will be giving it, bloody hell, Dota 2. And I'm like, what the hell is Dota 2? But it seems to be only Windows. I got it gifted by Mog, so thank you very much for that. I do have a spare Windows PC at work, so I might fire it up on that. But
Also, mate,
yeah,
it's got to be noticed that Dota 2 doesn't count because there's more Dota 2 gift codes in the world than there are people with computers.
I must admit...
So, it really doesn't count.
When
So
you were saying
important.
Dota 2 there as well, I forgot that as well. Craigie H gifted me Dota 2 as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's sitting there. I haven't claimed it yet, but it's there.
Okay. I had to stop my other half buying me Prime World Defense. So it was a very pretty, kind of a tower defense game mixed with like trading cards. Quite a unique thing and looked absolutely gorgeous.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was on cheaps on Steam. She spent about 10 hours playing it on Saturday, and I kept looking over it thinking, that looks gorgeous. And she's like, I'll gift it for you if you want. I'm like, no! Not after the last one. In fact, anybody who follows me on Twitter will have seen an argument that I had with her on Twitter on Saturday night. We had a few beers inside us, but... And then finally, I think pretty much anybody with an Xbox has done this, but Fable 3 went free. The first game of Microsoft's, here you go, gold subscription isn't that bad. Have a free game.
Is it though?
What? Yeah, it's actually free. If you go on
No, I know it's free, but is it actually Microsoft saying, oh, look how wonderful we are, this is Gold Plus? Or is it just them fucking up?
No, it's them doing the same thing as they did last time. They did Fable 2, the previous E3, didn't they?
Yeah. No, but if you go to the dashboard, you can actually see it. It's offers in June and it's free.
All right, okay. When I first saw it, there wasn't any fanfare or anything like that.
No, there wasn't. It turned up halfway, just after their press conference, actually on the dashboard.
See, this is what marketing means. They should have announced it.
Yeah, you would have thought so. But yeah, I picked up Fable 3, even though I've completed the game. I spent a long time in the game, sold the disc, and there are a couple of achievements that I wouldn't mind going back to and having a look around, but at the end of the day, it was free, so... Even if I don't play it, it's there for, that moment when you think, I could just do with a bit of Fable 3.
Yeah, when you get the Xbox 360 out of the loft in 5 years' time and go, look, son, this is what we used to play. You've already got a game there, ready.
Yeah, pretty much. It's there with my other 100. Jayce.
Okay, this month, I've had a good little month, actually. I went to the Gplex little do from the Gonzo Planetary Expo down in Birmingham, and there was a bit of a charity raffle going on there. All the money was going to special effects, so I put some money in the charity thing. I won a couple of games. I ended up with a copy of Prototype 2 and a copy of Samurai Showdown Sen. So that was a nice little takeaway from that.
Excellent.
And also while I was there, my good mate, Mr. Dan Clark from the AI Bots, decided he could give me, well, he didn't really decide, I kind of stole a copy of Battlefield 3 off him.
Nice.
So I've got a copy of that as well.
Yeah, stealing's not in the rules.
Yeah.
I don't remember stealing not being in the rules at the start, to be honest with you. So a bit of theft and a bit of charity. So that's my takeaways from this month. And also, I did win another 800 Microsoft points Twitter retweet competition, which I do far too often. So sorry for the spam if anybody sees me doing those on Twitter, but it seems to work for me. I've won 3 of those during the challenge now, so that keeps me ticking over. And it means that my points are currently at 1,600, and I could buy State of Decay, but I don't think I'm going to.
Well, I think that leads us on nicely to what we've missed. Jayce, I'm assuming you've...
What have we missed?
What have we missed?
Well, we've missed, this weekend, in but a couple of days, The Last of Us comes out.
No, it doesn't.
Which is it?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It's been cancelled.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that just for us, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the game that's higher rated than Bioshock Infinite was, and is getting crazy 10 out of 10s in Edge and all sorts of stuff. So that's a bit of a one to miss out on. But it'll still be there when we finish, so who really cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it'll be a $5 by the time we finish this as well.
Yeah, maybe. We've also missed Fuse. That was that co-op shooter that came out a couple of weeks ago. Entered the charts at 37 or something, so that kind of died a death before it started. But there's a few other things we've missed.
And that's available for a $5 now.
Yeah. You touched on it earlier, Jayce, but State of Decay, I did a bad thing last night and actually downloaded the demo. It was after listening to the latest Major Nelson podcast, and somebody was on about it and said, oh yeah, for the demo you get loads, you get this big hill and you get loads of gameplay. I'm like, really? That's almost like a new game. Started playing it last night and only put about an hour in, and you can't save your game, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep going back to that. I did really enjoy it, and I kind of hope, well, I assume that all this DayZ talk and stuff like that, this is a similar kind of game, like a survival horror stuff.
Yeah, it's very much like the Xbox kind of holdover until the DayZ standalone comes out, I think.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing for me with State of Decay was the fact it hasn't got co-op. I think this is a co-op experience, which I think they're hoping to put in a bit further down the line. I think they're hoping to evolve it. But at the point when it gets co-op, then I'll start getting really interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the mechanics of it and the open world stuff and the zombies and that, it's all pretty good. But it just misses that co-op element for me.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I saw some amazing stats that they were pumping out, and we all know that anyone can make stats up, but it was something like 250,000 downloads in 48 hours. And judging by my friends list, that's probably about right, because I think everyone on my friends list was playing that at one point. Everyone that was online, it was about 40 people, all playing State of Decay.
It was pretty close to the downloads for Minecraft in the first 48 hours.
Really?
And given the fact that both of those games have been released at the highest price point, 1,600 points, it shows the reason why those games are at that price, I think.
Yeah.
Because they are games of such quality. But anyway, carry on.
Whether that carries on when they... I mean, we'll touch on this later, but when they actually put it as real money, whether that carries on is another thing, I think.
Yeah, interesting. Just to quickly flick through the rest of mine. So Prime World Defense. So I mentioned that earlier. I do really want that tower defense game. It looks awesome. As I said, I completed Sanctum. Sanctum 2 came out, and it's also on the Xbox. It's got 4-player co-op and everything, and I downloaded the demo of that. I'm like, you silly boy.
Co-op, you say?
4-player co-op, tower defense, first-person shooter.
Sounds like magic to me.
I know it did. And also numbers pop off the heads. Just saying.
Do you want? There you go.
Ooh.
And then just... I've been downloading quite a lot of demos, so I think my general mood is I need something new. I got a few demos for the 3DS, and one that really appealed to me was the Castlevania Mirror of Fate. It was just a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and again, numbers popping off their heads and stuff like that, and I thought, right, must stop demo now, must delete demo now. Because I really enjoy that. And again, it's just finally, PlayStation Plus. I got it on day one when PlayStation Plus came out, and to be honest, for the first year, it was a bit crap, and I didn't renew my subscription. Since the Instant Game Collection's come out, and some of the games that have come out recently, I so wish I had PlayStation Plus right now.
No comment for you. I'm not going to make it any better at all.
No. Si, what have you missed?
Well, there's only really one that it's jumped out at me, and that's Deadly Premonition.
Okay.
The director's cut went on the PSN this month. Quite a low price point. I've never played it. I hate survival horror, but I just don't know why. There's something that I look at it and it may be that it's got 3D on it.
Okay.
That's really appealing to me. I don't know why. I shouldn't like these. I don't like these sort of games, but it's got 3D.
Okay.
I like 3D.
Okay.
So yeah, it's hurting that I'm not being able to pick that up. The thing is, I know that if I picked it up, I'd probably end up playing it for an hour and deleting it.
Yeah, true.
So I'm kind of trying to put off that. Plus, I've got enough crap to deal with.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, I guess thoughts and feelings. Now, I made a note on here about 2 weeks ago, so when I was in my gaming funk and everything, and I'll read it out to you. It says, well, the weather's good, gaming doesn't bother me, I'm all about the beer and the barbecues, got the green lights for the next two, well, for the PS4 and the Xbox One, not really bothered about either. That was about 2 weeks ago.
Something happened.
I know, what a load of bollocks that is. I have got such a gaming boner at the moment. I've done nothing but either watch gaming videos, watch the E3 coverage, read blogs about gaming, play games. I was just such a gaming high at the moment. God knows where that other comment came from. But
we can allow you a moment of weakness, mate, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think it was, when the sun was out and it was nice and I was outside listening to a bit of music with a beer in my hand and stuff. And you don't really want to be inside in front of a console, in front of a PC. But now the weather's gone crap again. I'm like, games.
It's fair enough, mate, isn't it? Can't argue that.
Yeah. One other thing, I mean, I know at the same time the Microsoft conference was going on, there was also the Apple one going, and I went and watched it afterwards, and there was something that popped up on the screen, and it was just in the SDK, and it was called MFI Game Controller, and I was wondering, what the hell's that? When I started looking into it, Apple finally have released an SDK for a third-party controller, so it's to work with the Apple TV and any iOS device. And so if a developer integrates this in, then you could have a controller in your hand and play your iPad. I mean, there's so many games I haven't picked up on the iPad because of, the twin thumbsticks thing. So God knows how many I'm going to go back to and get if that does actually become a thing.
I've got an iPad controller, but it's the GameLoft one.
Yeah.
And that is just awful. And I think it might be to do with the fact that you can only use it on GameLoft games.
Yeah.
Proper Apple controller? Yeah, I'll be all over that.
Yeah. I mean, because there is just so many games where you think, well, I'd love to play this game, but my thumbs are all over the screen and I can't really see it. Oh, no, I've got to reach up there for a grenade. And if it's just in your hand, then I'm all over that.
Tiny Tower. Motor World.
Oh, piss off.
Yeah. And then just finally, so all the things I've sold out, all that money, even PayPal, and my other half has kindly gone through it. So last time I was on about an iron, how excited I got about that. So we decided to replace the washing machine and the tumble dryer. And again, I spent days specking those up and saying, right, we need one of those and we need one of those. And that's slightly higher spec. And again, I think it's just, I need something new in my life. And unfortunately...
Are you watching the washing machine going round?
No. But I should be.
With a controller in your hand.
With a controller in my hand. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings, to be honest. Jayce, yours is very explicit.
My thoughts and feelings at the moment, mate, is just pretty much meh. I've managed a couple of loopholes recently. Obviously, as I've mentioned before, with the things I've picked up. So I've got nothing to moan about anymore.
Well,
I'd like it to be over with. I'd like to be able to just go and buy the things I've missed, Grid 2, probably The Last of Us. But I've played one of this year's games. I've completed one of this year's games. I've grabbed a few more games. I've got nothing to moan about, mate. I just think I'm plodding on at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm still not getting much gaming time. I'm playing my little indie games and that I've picked up. It's whatever, really. It's all a bit meh.
I must admit, it's pretty much a daily text from you saying it. Should we just fuck this Euro Shame challenge off? No, Jayce, we're nearly there. Yeah, but should we just fuck it off?
Yeah, I think that's how we should just end it. We should actually end it an episode early and just go, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to end it before the 17th of September, if we can possibly do that.
Oh, I've got a pre-order there for something. What was it?
Oh, yeah, one of your loopholes. I'm sure you'll get review copies for that, won't you, just in case? You can send one of those to Jayce, keep him happy.
Yeah, just keep him happy, keep him tied over. I'll tell you what really, really stung. I don't know how I did it. I went to a website and a trailer started, and it was the Saints Row trailer. And
Dubstep gun.
Yeah, that's going to...
Have you seen the Dubstep gun edition of the Saints Row 4?
No.
With the actual gun and stuff that does the noises.
Excellent.
I don't like limited editions. I don't like special edition things. It's not something that bothers me getting a little statue or anything like that. But the Dubstep gun just made me just smile so wide now. I want that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I was watching game trailers and there was the developer there for the Saints Row the 4th. Oh, I should say Saints Row 4, and he was showing video footage, and I was just like, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks even wilder and crazier than Saints Row the 3rd was.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. But again, that's going to come out before the end of the challenge. Jayce, at that point, I might be sending you the text saying, should we fuck this challenge off?
That's it, I'll be on there for the last round. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
My thoughts and feelings, I didn't even bother writing notes about this one. I'm pretty much like Jayce, it's just plodding along.
Yeah.
Nothing's really stroking me that I'm missing this. I've got plenty to be getting on with. it's harder to get into a game when it's digital as well, I'm finding, because, like, you sit here and go, what can I do? What can I do? And you look at your shelf and you see a game and you go, oh, right, I'll do that. But when it's digital, you don't really see it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so I've sat here for a few times and I've gone, what should I play? What should I play? And it's a Netflix effect. There's so much on the digital to choose that I have trouble choosing.
Yeah.
I think the other takeaway I've got at the moment is the whole idea of completing all my games now is null and void, I think. It was all a very nice idea before, but with things like changing job and various other things, I haven't even been able to play that much. So the whole idea of trying to get all the games to class 5 and that has just gone out the window.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be sell as many as I can, play the ones that I really want to keep, and plod on until such time as the new consoles come out now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I'll be running a couple parallel. I'll be keeping my PS3 for a little while, my Xbox One for a little. My Xbox for a little while.
I hope so.
Yes. No, but I've no intention of getting rid of those two. I've just got too many games on the Xbox, and to be honest, I know all the new games look nice and shiny, but let's be honest, release time, you're gonna get maybe a decent game a month, maybe if that. So in that void time, I can be going through my Xbox games.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm very much. I mean, even after E3, don't get me wrong. I really, really do want a PS4, but I'm quite happy to wait. The good lady, I'm there almost on the good lady saying, "Yeah, you can have one for Christmas."
Yeah,
and I'm not going to argue about that.
Yeah,
but I'll still be keeping the PS3 because you know what? Plus is going to be on the PS4, and I'm going to have him Plus on the PS3, and I'm still going to be picking up games there.
Yeah,
and even though my laser's not working, my hard drive's working quite nicely still.
Yeah.
So that's where my games are going to be, and the Xbox is going to be exactly the same. They're going to be pumping me 2 games every month. I'm not going to say, "Oh, I don't want your console anymore, thanks."
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be doing the same. I've already worked out where they're going to go. I've got the green light from the missus. She says, yeah, go get them. I'm like, okay. So again, that was like yourself. I'm just not arguing.
So I think that actually just takes us nicely into our next section, which is the news of the month, really. And everyone else is doing it, so why shouldn't we? And that's E3.
Okay.
So, guys, what was your thoughts? I know what your thoughts are. You have trouble standing.
Yeah. I had a semi for most of the time.
Didn't.
Yeah. To be honest, it was very nice to see some next-gen graphics. I've watched a lot. I've consumed a lot of E3 media now. Both consoles look very good. I don't want to start picking sides because I am going to get one of each eventually. I'm not sure which way around yet. I don't know. I mean, it was nice. I mean, it was like, what was Titanfall looked absolutely amazing, and I think the thing is a lot of these games coming out which are going to be multiplayer, team-based focused, and it'd be nice to see what the community gets behind and jump in one of those.
I think in terms of multiplayer stuff, I think Titanfall for me was the most appealing multiplayer game there.
Yeah,
with the 2 different lots of weapons, the mech weapons, the person weapons as well.
Yeah.
The verticality of it, the way you can go up and down loads of buildings.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look like lots of destruction in there as well, which is good. But as far as multiplayer goes, that is the initial vote for me goes to Titanfall.
To be honest, absolutely. I mean, I had a mandate with Terry, and we sat and watched it. Basically, I had him on my. We just had a party going, and we were both watching it, giving it wow, need. And to be honest, I watched the Sony one with him as well, and it was Titanfall which sold it to us.
You know what got it for me?
Go on.
And it's a pity that it's first person. Sunset Overdrive.
Now that did look interesting.
I just saw that and I was just like, oh, that's just... Is it the zombie thing again? Yeah. Am I tired of zombies? Nah. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I do like the look of that one.
I think they were trying to push it into somewhere different, though. They weren't going straight down the same mould as everybody else. They were trying to incorporate bits of the fun from Saints Row, I think.
Yeah.
Some of the open world stuff from many other games. Yeah, they're trying to do something different with it, making it all bright and colourful. People have likened the graphics to something like Jet Set Radio.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
all future-y, bright, and all that stuff.
That's it, the parkour or something like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
it did look good. I mean, I'm not going to pick sides because I'm going to be like you. I am going to be getting one after the other, but I know the system I'm going to be going into first, and I know how I'm doing. I'm going to probably be doing exactly the same way as I did this gen, and that's probably pick up the PS4 first, and then maybe wait 1, 2, even 3 years for the Xbox One.
Okay.
I'm quite happy for them to do some price cuts and slash some plastic off of here, there, and everywhere, and.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with the pricing, I know Sony came in a hell of a lot lower, but I believe if you get the new PlayStation Eye, which you don't need for the games, but again, you don't need the Kinect for most of the games either, it brings it round about the same price, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty much the same price. And I think, do you not get 2 controllers with the Xbox One?
I'm not sure. I didn't look into those details. Again, there's the whole bit about the DRM and things like that. Sony, so it's same as this current gen. I mean, again, there's a lot of unanswered questions from Microsoft. There was that thing about your friends and family and stuff. I mean, realistically, if you can get 10 people in your family list and everybody just pipes into that pool, then that's going to make things a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
As well, so...
I mean, the reason I'm probably thinking of PS4 first is because, you know what, I can't really afford 50, 60 quid a month on a new game. So Love Film really will be my friend.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I think I said at the beginning of this challenge, or at least a couple of episodes in, that ideally, when the next gen came out, I would stick with rentals. So even though I am a massive Xbox fanboy at the moment, and it is my primary console, unless they do something that is going to allow me to rent the Xbox games, PS4 might be the first one I get.
I wouldn't bank everything on the PS4 being the more accessible for used games and rental games.
Absolutely.
I think something else is going to come out. They started backtracking over the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And there's unanswered questions on both sides
Yeah.
of the fence. I think people are making it too cut and dried in terms of letting the price rule their lives and letting this whole DRM argument rule their heads.
Yeah.
The thing that people seem to forget, and I think people are very quick to judge and also very quick to forget. So everyone's jumping on the PS bandwagon at the moment, forgetting the fact that there's been how many outages of the PS network, how many times has it been hacked, how many times it had to be updated to stay ahead of the hackers. The infrastructure
Sucks.
Although it's catching up, it's not at the level that the Xbox is, and I think the infrastructure's got a lot to say for it. And that's what I've said from the start. The infrastructure is going to be the thing that sells me, not the machine. So
agreed.
There's lots to come out, I think, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, the other one thing that really gets me is the fact that I've got the Vita.
Yeah, absolutely,
and the integration between the PS4 and the Vita is really what's selling to me. And even back in February, when they announced that, I was like, oh, the missus can have the TV and I can just flip my PS4 game over to my Vita. I like that. It's kind of a Wii U killer, effectively, is what they're looking at there. It won't be, but that's I think what their plans is.
You see, on the...
I don't see why it couldn't be.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I really don't.
Well, the fact that you'd have to buy a Vita for, what, 200? And then on top of your console?
Not by the time we get there, mate. Not by the time we get there.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be enough second-hand Vitas around that people can get into the game easy enough.
Yeah, and then you've always got the Plus. If you're buying Plus for one, you've got Plus for all, haven't you? Which is a good thing. I'll tell you what I really did like about the whole conference, of everything. And it goes for Microsoft and Sony and all of the other game companies, and it's huge kudos to them for this. Not a single one of them forgot this generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is great for us. I mean, I was sitting there going, oh, man, I want that game. I've got to get a PS4 for that. It was Gran Turismo 6 I was watching, and I do like a bit of car porn, and I was sitting there going, that looks amazing, I've got to get a PS4.
I'm not sure it does look that amazing though. I didn't see one bit of damage in that whole intro.
Yeah.
Car games are nothing without damage.
They won't have got rid of the damage. No way. Not the amount of time it took them to put the damage in.
It wouldn't be the first game that hasn't had damage in it.
Yeah.
But no, I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, I really want that. And the other one was Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, I've got to get a PS4 for these, and it just dawned on me. Actually, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And Microsoft were exactly the same with the whole Gold Plus and announcing some games. So yeah, I was really pleased that for those of us that are around and maybe can't afford either of these consoles.
Yeah.
you still got, or as Microsoft quite nicely put it today, if you haven't got an internet connection, you got the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
There's lots of life in the old dog yet, mate. It was always going to be the case, but it just depends how many years into the next cycle they can continue the support. The support was still there on the previous generation switchover.
Yeah.
But it really, when it started drying up, it dried up really quickly. It accelerated to the point where I think the PS2 was still going on a last leg, but the Xbox certainly dried up really quickly, and I can see the same happening again maybe 18 months, 2 years down the line.
Yeah, quite possibly. Right, so the only other thing that I really picked up on was I tweeted it just after Minecraft was, and I said...
the Xbox One edition, yeah.
Yeah, the Xbox One graphics look a bit pixelated there. And then they just hit you straight after with Project Spark. That really stroked me, that one.
And that was the manipulate the world type thing, didn't it?
Yeah, Pet Rocks and exclusive to Xbox One.
Yeah, the thing is, I saw that and I thought, right, you do this and you do that and you got hordes attacking. Then I just thought, I can imagine playing that with the people that I play on Jayce's world with, and all you're going to get is just griefed. Just be running along.
Penises
but
flying
it's not even that though, mate. If you saw the little snippets when they were saying what people had created, it's very. I was saying this last night on our Google Hangout. It's very reminiscent of the creation tools within Trials Evolution and the things that people have done with that.
Yeah.
It's like a larger set of tools along the same line, so people can be free to make all sorts of different types of games within a game. Following on from the Trials thing, people have done some fantastic things. There's first-person shooters in there. There's puzzle games in there. There's shooters. There's top-down shooters. There's twin-stick shooters. There's all manner of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And it's those people that are going to make that title. And anything else that's creative now is made by those communities that get behind it and make the very best of those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. So exciting times ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the takeaway for me from the entire thing is we're getting new stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing, no matter what system you're on, no matter what games you like, no matter what type of games you like, there's new stuff coming. It's a fantastic time to be a gamer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the Yoshi section then. So we're starting off with a question from Craigie H, who says, so E3, has it made you eager for the challenge to end or left you with a feeling you could extend it further? I think we've covered it briefly, but just quickly go around the table. Si?
End.
Absolutely end. However, I did have a quick conversation with Terry today, and I says, do you reckon you could survive a year on free games from Microsoft and Sony? And he's like, are you on drugs? So then I came back to my senses, and I'm like, no, end.
Yeah,
for me, I think because it happens after the challenge has ended anyway, it doesn't really make any difference. But I'd like the challenge to end anyway, to be honest with you.
This is it. The E3, the main point of E3 was to tell us what amazing things were coming after the challenge was ended.
Yeah.
But you know what? As we said previously, this generation hasn't been forgotten. So what's coming? It's exciting times, and I really want to be part of all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want you, Shiny.
Right. Cool. Next question from YoS. I'm starting to run out of games, and as you mentioned, buying other things with money saved. Any Blu-ray or TV show suggestions to tide me over until Eurogame?
Yes, I wholeheartedly recommend Super Mario Brothers and Video Game High School, if we're keeping it game related.
Huh.
No, I don't. They're bloody awful.
Street Fighter the movie.
Yeah,
and
Mortal Kombat.
If we're not keeping it game related, though, I would say Netflix, yeah,
all of it.
That's it. Netflix, get a DNS, job sorted. Person of interest, Revolution, anything with J.J. Abrams involved at some point.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't watch TV. So next one from Trev DXB, and this is a follow-on from the previous message that he sent. We didn't quite understand last time round, so he's got a bit of clarification for us this time, so I'm going to read it out. Hi guys, got the message about the tweet, no problem, but this is what I was trying to get at, and I see from one of Darren's tweets he may agree. So I'm gradually killing the pile. It's slowing down a little now that I'm going through what's called his pile of shit, or rephrasing that to his pile of disappointment. The question is, in your pile of shame, have you come across a game that is either so bad you can't motivate yourself to play it? It might just be a crap game, or it just makes you a game that just makes you fail. For me, for him, it would have been Duke Nukem, which is a good shout, I think, from what I've heard about it. He's made the mistake and equipped the wrong weapon for one of the chapters, and it's impossible to get past the next boss. He could start it again, but he just can't face it because it's so crap. So that's it. He's now binned it. Have we got any of those?
Yeah. The obvious is obviously the hidden object games. The less obvious, Dark Souls. I don't have time for that amount of grinding.
I mean, I think one that stands out for me is one that I played. In fact, it was going back quite a while now. I played Dark Sector for the the Midlife Gamer Challenge just before our challenge started, and that was just a horrible, horrible grind. I hated every minute of playing that. Nothing really wrong with the game. It was just one of the launch titles for the PS3, and I just don't think it worked that well, and I really hated that. But Duke Nukem Forever, I actually really enjoy, but I know exactly where he's at. If you do equip the wrong weapon on a certain point, and I think there's only one save as well, so you're kind of screwed. But I enjoyed it just for that tongue-in-cheek Duke Nukem. Jayce?
I don't have anything particularly bad on the shelf. I've just been able to look there. There's nothing particularly horrendous that I don't want to play. The problem I have is I've got so many games that I know I've not got time for.
Yeah.
An obvious example for me is LA Noire, which I got for Christmas last year, and I haven't turned it on because I've got no interest in playing it now. I just think, from what I've heard, it's a really long game. It doesn't seem to be my type of game because it's very story-driven, and I'm not really asked about stories. So that's just going to sit there in its box, unopened. Yeah, shit, innit? I've got loads of other long games that I'm not going to get to now. Red Dead Redemption, never finished that. Should do.
Yes.
Fallout New Vegas, should finish that. Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 I've still got there. Never going to finish those. And also Mass Effect 2 was the other one. I'm still 3/4 of the way through that, and that last quarter's just never going to happen.
What's stopping you from playing that? Is that because then you'll think you want free, or...?
I just don't get on with Mass Effect, I don't think it's the massively... again, it's a story-based game. It's all about the story.
Yeah.
And I don't seem to connect with story-based games that well.
Right, okay.
Unless I'm really drawn into the story, like the Halo universe and things like that, I get really drawn into it. I'm very... probably bipolar in terms of stories for games.
Yeah.
Some things I really click with, and some things I really don't.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've got a lot of those similar games. Red Dead, I've got that on the shelf. Well, I think we discussed a couple of episodes ago that I've barely scratched the surface. LA Noire, I got round to selling because, again, like yourself, it seemed like a big game. And I thought, I just don't have time for all these big games. Assassin's Creed 2 is going to be coming free to Xbox Live. And again, I've got that sat on the shelf halfway through. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of games that I think you're just going to have to draw a line in the sand in a year's time or whatever and give it. I'm just never going back to them.
Yeah. I mean, I've got quite a few. I've got, what have I got? Batman Arkham City, I never finished.
That's not even that long.
No, I know.
No, it's about 20 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much there when we did it for the Just Play It. I just never got around to it. Something distracted me. I think it was Skyrim. Skyrim. There's another one for you. I really need to actually do some main missions. I've only done like 2 or 3 main missions in that. I've pumped a lot of hours.
I've only done 1.
I've pumped a lot of hours into it, but it's mainly on like quest potion creation and armor creation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on 50, 60 hours on that, and I haven't even done the first couple of missions yet.
What else have I got? I've got Elder Scrolls 4. I've got Oblivion there. I've got Hitman Blood Money.
Okay. Okay, moving on. This question was one ideally for me to answer. ADHD has said, how many times have you thought, oh, fuck it, over the past few months?
It's been on a daily basis, hasn't it?
6,412,017. Yeah, I think it every probably 10 minutes, and then tweet you every day.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the sound bites we were going to use when you're not about?
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. I mean, myself, I to be honest, I think I've been very strong through this, and even I'm getting to the point of I need new shiny.
Yeah.
I'm amazed how strong you've been on it. I have the utmost respect for what you've done, but I do think you're a fucking martyr.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge was hard enough to start with, and you just went, let's go to extreme level.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm sitting there with cash in my PSN and points on my Xbox, and I'm going, I only want to use it for DLC, but I could so easily buy a State of Decay or a Deadly Premonition.
Yeah. You just kind of got to be strong and know that we've only got 3.5 months left, if that.
Yeah.
Winning.
Yeah. So, but actually, we'll read these questions in a slightly different order. This actually leads us on to a question that Lethal G-Man sent in. He says, do you think you will be able to continue your new buying habits into the next gen or slip back into your old ways? I'm going to try and stick with rental the best I can. As we mentioned earlier, there's a lot that needs to come out the woodwork still with the Xbox and the PS4. I would hope I should be able to survive on rentals and whatever's given on freebies. I'm going to go with PlayStation Plus, and if Microsoft do follow suit, then I'll be taking up that wherever it is. I'm going to try and avoid buying as many as I can. Obviously, multiplayer stuff, so the Halo games, Titanfall probably. I will buy those, but any that are just single player, I'm going to try and avoid buying them. Obviously, I'm not going to steal them.
It's not in the rules.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I've learnt my lesson, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm going to be going the same path as you. I mean, I've pretty much made the promise to the good lady that if I can get a PS4, I won't be buying games to this extent again. I'll be renting and review copying and freebies and competitions and things like that.
Yeah.
But you just know in 2019 you'll be joining us for the Year of Shame Challenge Mark II.
Yeah. Jayce?
Yeah, I really think my gaming habits are going to... my buying habits certainly are going to change entirely.
Yeah.
I think next gen, all I can see me buying in the next gen is going to be games where there's a big community aspect to it.
Yeah.
That's really going to be the focus of my gaming. So the new super duper version of Minecraft is on the list.
Yeah.
The multiplayer games that people are getting involved in, whichever one is the big one that people are playing, I'm going to get involved in that. I've said that already that I'm going to probably get FIFA 14 next time around, which I've never done before, getting a FIFA game. Things have changed entirely for me.
Yeah.
Now, with work and stuff, that's where it's going to have to be, and so be it.
Yeah, absolutely. It does.
I've always got indie to top me up.
Yeah. It does also ask another question, and it's, do Si and Darren intend to carry on podcasting after the challenge?
Does he not love Jayce or something? Or
no,
he...
Jayce does console ninjas. So,
but you do Scattercast.
Well, to be honest, yeah, my voice is all over the internet. I do a number of different podcasts anyway, and I appear in quite a few audio dramas as well. So, my voice is out there if you want it. Plus, I'll get my thumb out my arse and actually get on with some more Scattercasts. So, I'm just enjoying the break at the moment. There's a lot of editing that goes into those.
I don't really understand. Does he mean that are we going to be continuing a gaming podcast though?
I think just
podcasting.
A podcast, I reckon.
Not sure for myself. I'd like to, I need to find an editor, which.
Good luck with that.
I don't have time to be doing editing.
Yeah, I didn't have time to be doing.
Neither do I.
Yeah, we know.
I mean, I've got some interesting ideas that maybe we can carry on in the future. It might not be the last you've heard of us.
I have many, many ideas too. Watch this space is probably the thing to say.
Yeah. Darren Ragnar, he says his Year of Shame challenges ends at Christmas and the PS4 comes out before then. Any good survival tips for stopping quitting early?
I think at this point we should have a sound clip of someone manically laughing.
Let me help him out here, because you two are weak. I think, to be honest, it's just be strong. Have the thought that the PS4 is coming out. It's coming out for Christmas, and think that there's probably going to be a bundle that comes out, and you'll get stuff cheaper. I'm one of these that normally pays the early adopter tax and gets the base model, and then has to pay full price for everything. It is only a month and a half before the challenge comes out, and just stick with it. Just knowing that you have got to the end of the challenge, you can pat yourself on the back and don't be like Jayce, Terry, or Si.
The way to really survive as well is to realise that the best stuff isn't going to come out straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no need to really rush into it at all.
Yeah.
The best stuff is going to be a bit further down the line.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you do miss early on is going to be cheaper by the time you get there anyway. So
absolutely, yeah.
It's win-win, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or what you can start doing, if it really helps you, you can start reviewing for Midlife Gamer and speak to Si.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Final question then. Adamski has written in, and he said, specs galore, but obviously we're talking about the new consoles and that specs galore, but how important is the input device for next-gen gaming? Can a controller hold any influence?
I think it all depends if you can invert it or not.
Absolutely. To be honest, I was thinking about this earlier, and I was downstairs, and so basically I was waiting for SciU to come online, and I thought, right, I've got about 3 hours to kill. What do I play? I played a little bit more of Dust and loved it on the Xbox. Then I went back to play Dust 514, and you know what? I just really don't like the PS3 controller. I think the Xbox is a far superior controller. And again, so I'm so torn on which next gen to go for. I like the look of the Xbox controller, the rumble sticks, and that does look the better controller. And
I like both controllers, but for two different reasons. I like the weight of the Xbox controller. It does feel like it's not going to snap in your hands. But I've got quite small hands.
Okay.
So the PS3 controller just fits quite snugly. So I do like it. What I don't like doing is going from one console to the next in this one gaming session.
Yeah, which is what I've done tonight.
I can't get on with that. Whatever I play second, I can't get on with. Yeah.
See, also a slight concern of mine as well. I know I've said I'm going PS3, but PS4, but I'm so on the fence. I've just got a battle going on in my head. What I don't like is that Sony putting the touchpad on the controller, because it'll be like the first generation of Vita games where it's you must touch the screen, do this, and you must touch, do that. I just want to get past that first 6 months where they give it, you know what, the touchpad is not that important. And I feel it's going to be too imposed on you, where the Xbox controller isn't doing that.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at the touchpad for the Vita, it's in quite a prime position. It's where your fingers are. Whereas the touchpad on the controller isn't where your fingers are unless you're massively deformed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm agreeing with you with the whole of the Vita. I hated it. I played FIFA on the Vita.
Yeah.
And that has an auto shoot built into the back touchpad.
Yeah.
So as soon as you hit the halfway line, the back pad kicks in, and if your finger's resting on it,
yeah,
it tries to shoot at the net wherever you've got your finger. If you imagine the touchpad as like the goal,
yeah,
it'll aim to shoot there. So I was constantly trying to do halfway shots from the halfway line, and it's just like it did my head in.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of gripping the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not comfortable. But I don't think you can have that with the PS4 controller because it's not on the back. But yeah, it is going to be a case of push here to to do it for absolutely no reason. If you're reading something on screen, you'll be flicking pages.
Yeah. Jayce?
I've played with many controllers over the years, mate, and there's not many that I haven't got on with. N64, I'm looking at you. But really, it doesn't make any difference to me, to be honest, as long as I can control what's going on the screen. I think both of these new controllers are very well designed in their own ways. I do like the offset thumbsticks of the 360, but equally, if I was to get a PS, I could play with that quite happily. It's and let's be honest, the best controllers pretty much are always the third-party ones that come out.
Yeah.
The third-party Xbox one I've got is fantastic, and some of the third-party PS ones that I've seen are great as well. So,
I mean, we're not looking at anything revolutionary here, are we? I mean, we pretty much know what we're going to be getting.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you all for your questions. Hope we've answered them to your liking. Sorry, it's been quite a long episode, but we've had a lot to discuss. So, iTunes reviews. We've had a couple. We've had, in fact, one of my podcasting co-hosts, so Scuttercast Ant, just dropped a comment on there, so thanks very much for that, Ant. Adamski as well, thank you very much, fella. 2 good comments there. If you want to find us on Twitter, it's, as you know, it's at YoS Challenge. We have our personal Twitter accounts, so at Jayce Stokes, at Cy Stevens, and at D5120. We have all our gamer tags and PSM, but again, just drop us. You'll find us everywhere anyway. Just look in the Steam groups or the Xbox, or you'll pretty much find us under there. If not, contact us on Twitter.
That's it. I think if you find one of us, you can find all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to send us an email, like Trev did, it's yoschallenge@gmail.com. And that's it. So until next month, goodbye.
Yeah, cheers everyone. Keep in there. Those of you who are challenging with us, we're nearly there. Don't be weak like me. Be strong like Darren.
There's a slogan there somewhere. See you later, guys.
See ya. Goodbye.